Hello, everyone. Hola, mundo. Welcome, world. Welcome to Voces Poderosas 2024. I'm Jackie Bouvier here to shine the light on our nation's most powerful, amazing human beings. They're voices of influences that are Latinos, Hispanics that are just changing this narrative and changing the country. I've created a movement that highlights and celebrates the brilliance of our Latino leaders in this nation. These interviews are just inspiring and empowering our Latinidad, showcasing voices that are just driving change. Voces Poderosas is a transformative shortcast spotlighting trailblazers, pioneers, catalysts, leaders. These exceptional professionals bring insightful wisdom. So continue to watch, continue to be empowered, and continue to be changed and catapulted to the next level of your professional career. Today, I am excited to introduce to you Madeleine Wallace. She is a visionary leader in organizational transformation and career development. Dr. Wallace is a trusted advisor to federal agencies and businesses, a successful entrepreneur with Winrose Vision, an investor, and a best selling author. Her expertise is just groundbreaking. She's doing groundbreaking work to continue to shape the industries and empower professionals to reach their highest potential. Let's dive into insights and wisdoms that she has to share. Welcome. How are you, Madeline?
Thank you very much, Jackie, for this opportunity. You are doing a terrific service to the entire community, but also I will say to everybody, to every professional, because we all have something to learn from each other.
That's beautiful. Thank you for saying that because it inspires and motivates us all to continue on. I'd love to know a little bit about your story. And I know everyone out there is wanting to know what is your why? What's behind this journey of Madeline? Who are you?
Yes, that's an interesting question, especially nowadays. So I am from Peru. I came to the United States to study, and my family is still in Peru. And I came to the United States because I wanted to pursue my education. That's where I went. I got my undergraduate and my master and PhD. And I come from a town called Mollendo. And Mollendo is a coastal town. So I grew up with this belief, and my parents encouraged us to have this belief that the world is full of opportunities like the ocean. And you can make whatever you want with your life. You are the architect of your life. You have all these possibilities. By building your own future, then you can actually help others to create their ecosystem and also succeed. So that has always has been my priority and my values from my family. So if I do something, it has to be something that is also going to help other people. My mom and dad had a school, and that was why I did my first book. It was inspired by what happened to my parents and my family. So here it is, right? so,
Nice.
so what happened was that my mom and dad had a business or vocational school where they taught shorthand, typing, principles of business administration, bookkeeping.
Wow.
And guess what? My parents thought that they had it all figured out. They will go to Lima. It was a long trip back then, 24 hours in a bus, trying to bring the latest techniques. And guess what happened? They bought electric typewriters. And guess what happened in the 80s? Computers.
Mm-hmm.
Then the government started giving free classes. So my parents, it was a different time. So they had to close the business, and we had to move to another city, to the mountains, to Arequipa. So I really experienced transformation and how, one day you have a business, the next day you don't, then you move, and all this disruption that we are right now living. So that's why I created my different word SIM, snapshot, envision. A is for act, and M is for measure. It was because of the experience that I had in the past, and that has marked my entire career because that's what I do is organizational change, organizational transformation. And the other part that is my why is that I really want to measure the impact of what we do. I'm very action oriented. Um, and that's what I do, measure the effect of all those efforts that the government does and also the small businesses. So, and it all goes back to my childhood.
And that's amazing because you can connect with your roots, right? And that childhood that was your life, right? In this journey that you embarked upon. I think that's a powerful life, and you've done so much. And I think it's great for everyone to hear. And how does that align with your culture? I think, how have you brought your culture to your professional life?
Yeah, so in my case, I was a international student when I came to the
Mm.
United States, and I came on my own. So because the I compare this, and actually it's in my next book. So I got to give you a little bit of information there. So all of us think that we have constraints, and we do, of course, there are barriers, but you have to make the best of it, right? So in my case, I was an international student, and I could only work within the university. So I was teaching, but I couldn't work outside the university. So what I did in my free time is take courses everywhere.
Oh,
So
wow.
I consider myself I'm like a bridge many times. And I know you had mentioned that before, the role of gatekeepers. So I
Mm.
think in my case, I'm a bridge in that if I learn something in engineering, I'm going to go ahead and translate it to solve a problem in the social science. Uh,
Wow.
and I do the same for the statistics and demography. It all goes back to the action-oriented spirit that I have based on my background, my experience as a child. So, um, yeah, so that has been, I would say that I try to make the best of what I have. And that
Mhm.
has served me very well because in Winrose, our major client is the government. So we assess the effectiveness of their programs. So a lot of measurement, data collection, surveys, focus groups, analysis of the data, making recommendations to the government. And for the small business, we're helping them with digital transformation. That is using my book, my methodology. And I
Wow.
believe that, in my case, I was able to utilize whatever I have to succeed and make others also, I guess, successful. And so to me, it's very important this month
Mhm.
because it's not just a celebration of our roots. I strongly believe that it is also a celebration of our commitment
Mm.
and commitment to each other and commitment to the world. Because as we grow in this country, we are there, we are the driver in the economy. And as time passes by and the new generation and how the Latino community has grown, we have a responsibility. So I feel that it is crucial for us to really, really reflect and assume the responsibility and say, okay, what else can we do for the next generation, for the economy of this country? So I think it's a very exciting times. Actually, I believe this is a great time because we have choices. Even though sometimes we say we don't, I still believe that we do have choices.
That's great. And I love that. I love how you align with your Latinidad in that way and continue it, right, in everything that you do. And you said something that I love, the gatekeeper piece, because you become one. And whether you see it in a negative or a positive, you still have that authority and that power to hold peace. So in that regard, I want to ask you as a professional, what insights can you share to encourage the younger generation or empower younger Latinos that are coming up and with this whole AI diversity, I don't know what you would like for them to know that you've learned in your journey that would help them to catapult them to the next level.
Yes, thank you. That's an excellent question because in a way, everybody is confused or scared about what is going to happen with the jobs and what the careers. So my first book was about digital transformation for a small business. But then
Wow.
I thought this new book is about upskilling and reskilling. And it's basically a guide and workbook because nobody has taught us how to be a lifelong learner. You know what I mean? Nobody has taught us, hey, you need to be a learner for the rest of your life. But what are the tools? What are the strategies? So that's why I did my little book, This is the new one. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
but my point was that, okay, companies, the large companies they have a consortium, and like Apple, Google, Deloitte, they have a consortium because they need to train people, upskill and reskill. And also we have the World Economic Forum that also has this other group that are working about the future of work. So for the AI to be integrated in what we're doing, for us not to feel the stress, we have to upskill and reskill. But it's not just responsibility of the government or the private sector or the large companies or the small companies. It's also responsibility of us. So that's why I'm very interested right now in that. I'm providing these tools because, I love frameworks, I guess you can tell, right? I fall in love with the scientific method since I was a little girl in elementary school in Peru. So my point has always been developing techniques and specific steps, how you achieve your goals. So I believe that today, that's what we need to do. We need to go ahead and start actually learning different techniques for us to always be ahead of the curve. And you can, believe it or not, there are different techniques that I have researched in which you will be always relevant, but you have to take the first step and you have to do certain activities. So I think that's the new era. And the way I see it is that in the past, our choices, I will say we have few choices. And I also heard that a lot of people tell you, oh, I'm not happy at my job, or I want, balance in my job, or all of those complaints. The way I see it is that this is the time where you can go ahead and learn new skills and try also to see how your skills outside work integrate with your personal skills and the skills that you do at work. And all the integration then is the new you. So that's what I'm excited about AI. I think AI is going to be great for our Latino community. The young generation is already very involved. And as professionals, I think that we can reinvent ourselves and we can keep up with technology. And the most important, will not become obsolete.
That's right. And continue learning and being ahead of the curve. I love everything you're doing. You're just phenomenal. And I truly want everyone out there to know about you. But why don't you give us some last words before we head out and tell us about the book and whatever it is you want to pitch out there so everyone knows who Madeleine is? That would be great.
Okay, so my book hopefully is going to come in December.
Yay!
It's exercises. It's a workbook. So you're actually going to be immersed and do the exercises. And I have different profiles for different careers and to help the people to start their journey. It doesn't mean that you're in the box, because a lot of the other tests that we have, usually they put you in this personality. In my case, it's just for you to start your journey. And then you can go ahead and do different exercises. And the book is Thrive in the AI and Digital Age, the six-step career guide and workbook. And remember, it's all exercises and a workbook, and it also has resources. So I really encourage you to check in December. I'm very excited. It's upskill, reskill. We're in control. That's what we need to see. Oh, if we are in control, at least we can manage. So thank you. I really appreciated this. And I look forward to seeing you again. We run into the same circles.
Yes, thank you so much for being on Voces Poderosas. I'm honored, excited for everyone to hear you and listen and learn from you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.